Kimono. This is a full-length robe worn in Japan for centuries, recognized instantly by its straight-cut silhouette, wide sleeves, and wrap-style front held closed by a broad sash called an obi. The word itself simply means thing to wear in Japanese, which speaks to how central it once was to daily life. Over time, the kimono became deeply ceremonial, worn today at weddings, tea ceremonies, festivals, and coming-of-age celebrations. The fabric, pattern, and color each carry meaning, often indicating the wearer's age, marital status, or the occasion being marked. What makes the kimono remarkable is how it has remained largely unchanged in its basic form across centuries. Saree. This is a single, unstitched length of fabric, typically between 5 and 9 meters long, draped around the body in a specific style that varies by region across the Indian subcontinent. No cutting, no sewing, just cloth shaped entirely through folding and tucking. The saree has been worn in some form for over 5,000 years, making it one of the oldest continuously worn garments in the world. The way it is draped, the fabric it is made from, and the patterns woven into it can tell you exactly where a woman is from and what the occasion calls for. Silk, cotton, chiffon, and hand-woven textiles all have their place depending on the region and the moment. Kilt. This is a knee-length garment made from pleated, tartan-patterned wool, wrapped around the waist and traditionally worn by men in Scotland. The tartan, a pattern of crossed horizontal and vertical bands in multiple colors, originally identified which clan a person belonged to. Each Scottish family had its own registered pattern, and wearing it was a matter of identity as much as clothing. The kilt emerged in the Scottish Highlands during the 16th century in a longer form called the Great Kilt, which covered the upper body as well. Over time, it was shortened to the tailored waist-down version known today. It remains worn at formal events, Highland Games, weddings, and national celebrations. Thawb. This is a long, ankle-length robe worn primarily by men across the Arabian Peninsula and much of the broader Arab world. It is almost always white in the Gulf countries, where the color reflects sunlight and provides relief in extreme heat, a practical origin that became a deeply cultural norm. In other regions, particularly North and West Africa, the thawb appears in varied colors and embroidery styles. The garment is simple in cut but precise in detail. The collar, cuffs, and length are taken seriously. It is worn for daily life, prayer, and formal occasions alike, and its unbroken presence across generations speaks to how well it fits both the climate and the culture. Hanbok. This is the traditional dress of Korea, characterized by its simple lines, vibrant colors, and the absence of pockets or unnecessary ornamentation. It consists of a short, wrapped jacket called a jeogori and a full, high-waisted skirt for women, called a chima, or loose trousers for men, known as baggy. The hanbok has been worn in Korea for over 2,000 years, with its basic form remaining largely consistent. Colors were not chosen casually. They carried meaning related to age, rank, and the nature of the occasion. Today it is worn during the Lunar New Year, Chuseok Harvest Festival, weddings, and major rites of passage, functioning as a living connection to cultural memory. Charro Suit. This is the elaborate formal dress of the Mexican horseman, or charro, consisting of a fitted jacket, high-waisted trousers, and a wide-brimmed sombrero, all heavily adorned with embroidery, silver buttons, and decorative stitching. The tradition grew out of the hacienda culture of colonial Mexico, where skilled horsemen developed a distinct identity through their dress as much as their riding. Over time, the charro became a national symbol, and the suit evolved into one of the most recognizable garments associated with Mexican identity worldwide. It is worn during charreadas, traditional Mexican rodeos, and national celebrations, and the craftsmanship involved in producing a single suit can represent months of work. Kente. This is a hand-woven cloth originating from the Ashanti people of Ghana, made from silk and cotton threads woven in bright geometric strips that are then sewn together into a single garment. Every color and pattern in kente carries meaning. Gold represents royalty and wealth. Green suggests growth and renewal. Red speaks to sacrifice and struggle. Historically, kente was reserved for Ashanti royalty and worn only on the most significant occasions. Over time, its use broadened, and today it is worn across Ghana and much of West Africa during ceremonies, graduations, and celebrations of cultural identity. Beyond Africa, it has become a global symbol of African heritage and pride. Sarafan. This is a long, sleeveless jumper dress traditionally worn by women and girls in Russia, typically layered over a white embroidered blouse with long sleeves. The garment flows from the shoulders down to the ankles, shaped simply but finished with decorative details, embroidery, ribbon trim, and bright colors that vary by region and season. The sarafan has roots going back to at least the 14th century and was once the everyday dress of Russian peasant women across the countryside. Each region developed its own distinct style, with different cuts, colors, and embroidery patterns that quietly identified where a woman came from. Today, it is worn during folk festivals, cultural performances, and national celebrations as a proud marker of Russian heritage.